Eentje uit 1967 waren dat The Doors. En jullie hebben hem op 59 gezet. Light My Fire. Weet je, we hebben hoog bezoek in de studio. Het was ook een beetje aangekondigd. Hier en daar had je het al wel als snapshot kunnen te pakken krijgen. Europe, de fantastische groep Europe, die meer dan 20 miljoen platen hebben verkocht wereldwijd. En die absoluut de vierde meest succesvolle Zweedse act zijn in de music history. Wel, die hebben een zanger, die hebben een keyboardspeler. En die man heet Joey Tempest. En die hebben we nu in de studio. Welcome, Joey!
Hey.
All right, very nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
You know, in our top 2000, Europe is nominated for 3 times. Rock the Night, Carrie, and also the Final Countdown, of course.
Wow.
But there is a new album. Tell us about that.
We have a new album coming out in September. Very, very soon. It's called Last Look at Eden. It's a fantastic classic rock album and one of our best, we think, in the band. We can't wait to get it out and tour.
Last Look of Eden, that means the end of paradise?
The idea came actually a week before the election in America last year. But the election went well, in my view, and it's a positive rock song now. Last Look at Eden, that's the first song on the album, and it's also the album name.
Maybe we can just have a small part of one of the tracks. We can listen together. Europe, New Love. We have here.
Yeah, New Love in Town. It's actually inspired by the night my son was born 2 years ago. That's the New Love in Town.
Okay, let's listen together. Ja, hij ligt nog niet in de winkel, beste mensen, maar wij hebben hem al in een lekkere preview hier. The New Love in Town van Europe. Ja, what can we expect for the rest of the new album?
Well, it's a fantastic classic rock album. It's a rock and roll album. We started writing it on the road.
You talked about modern retro rock records.
Yeah, I mean,
explain.
It's got influences from when we grew up. You know, when we grew up outside Stockholm, we listened to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and bands like that. Later on, Thin Lizzy, UFO. It's got some traces back to our youth. It's also a modern album. It's got some traces to the early 80s, also the 90s a little bit. It's a very broad rock and roll album, and we're very happy about it.
Okay, when we go back in town, Joey, it was you who wrote the intro of the Final Countdown. You played it on your synthesizer, is it right?
I was in school. This was when I was in college, and there was only one keyboard in the whole school, and I went up to this guy who owned it. And I said, can I borrow your keyboard? He thought I was a bit strange, but I brought it home, and there was a sound on there, and this Korg, it was a Korg Poly 6, I think, and it was a sweeping sound. So I kept it in my mind, and I recorded it on a piece of tape, and I kept it for many years. And when Europe did the third album, Final Countdown, we brought this to a song, and it was meant as an opening for our show. It was meant for the fans. It's still there today. We still love playing it, and it's a great album track.
Is it true that the other band members in the beginning had their doubts about it?
We had a lot of talks about it because it was very long. It was 6 or 7 minutes long, and it was we had to talk about. We called it the final breakdown for a while because we were working a lot about the drum rhythms and everything. But I pushed through, and some of the guys really liked it as well. And in the end, we put it first on the album and first on the show, and then it was history. Everybody seemed to love it.
Okay, beautiful. Joey Tempest, thank you very much for joining us here in the final countdown of the top 2000 on Joe. And you know, this is your song. He is noted on 58. Europe and the Final Countdown. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 2000.